I love it. They will try anything to protect this guy. Ladies and gentlemen, from NBC News, if you can call it news, conservative pundits falsely claim Biden slept during Maui fire memorial. Using low-quality video that distorts how Biden appears, pundits made the false claim go viral on social media. Oh boy. It is my opinion that it shows Joe Biden falling asleep. I don't know how else I'm going to describe. Okay, all right, let's try this. Dozes off for about 10 seconds. Because that's what they said, right? He puts his head down, closes his eyes, and for about 10, and then he nods, and he's like, and then he gets up. That's the point. That's what we're saying happened. We're not saying that Joe Biden pulled out a pillow, made my pillow at that, laid down, went to sleep. It's quite literally the point that he's dozing off and not paying attention to what's going on. I love this. They directly insult and besmirch my good honor in this article. But ladies and gentlemen, I have the video in question in high resolution to assuage their fears that they claim, would spread misinformation. No. I have the actual video clip. I'll play it for you in high resolution to make the exact same point I already made yesterday. But we gotta read this article first. I love it. Using low quality video that distorts how Biden appears. My favorite thing was that the dude who wrote this said, Biden wasn't sleeping. He was dipping his head in solemnity. Yo, come on. The dude was falling asleep. Let's be real. Ian made a very fair point on IRL. Time changed. What time was it in Hawaii? I think Hawaii is -5 hours or something like that. More, maybe. So Joe Biden's being asked to stay up till like 2 or 3 a.m. I'm impressed, right? You know, he's falling asleep. Okay, that's what he's doing. I'll show you the video, but let's read. Conservative pundits used low-quality video on social media platforms Tuesday to spread a false claim that President Joe Biden fell asleep during a memorial for Maui wildfire victims. I'll be completely reasonable with all of you right here. What we have here is a clash of opinion. NBC News says, in our opinion, he was dipping his head in solemnity and not sleeping. And in my opinion, he's dozing off. That's it. What more can you say? Have a nice day. I think most people seeing the history of Joe Biden's struggle to speak and fall asleep at other events would conclude dude's dozing off. That's just it. Dozing off. What does that mean? Yo, it means he fell asleep for like 10 seconds. I'm not saying he took a nap. Ridiculous people. Fox News host Sean Hannity was among those who shared a low resolution video on X, the social media app formerly known as Twitter. Hannity's post was viewed more than 425,000 times within a few hours. A similar video posted by others received thousands more views on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Higher resolution video from the nonpartisan network C-SPAN shows that Biden looked downward for about 10 seconds while he was seated at a table. In the video, Biden watches someone who's speaking, coughs, looks downward, and then nods in agreement with the speaker. Then he looks up again. He later delivered a speech to the same audience. You know what? I got to pull up what this guy said on Twitter because it's too funny. And it's more than just they said that he looked down. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Where do we have this here? I think I just put like, haha, Sleepy Joe or something. Here we go. All right. Here you go. Benjamin Ryan. Who is this Benjamin Ryan guy? He says, no, Biden was not sleeping at the Maui memorial. He was bowing his head in solemnity. This is the most unhinged and psychotic defense of Joe Biden I have ever seen. Who is this guy? Health and science reporter for the New York Times, NBC News, blah, blah, blah. Absolutely amazing. The higher resolution video shows that Biden kept his eyes open for most of the time he was looking downward. No, they don't. I have the video. It shows him close his eyes and doze off. At least one member of Congress, Rep. Troy Nehls, also shared the lower resolution video. A spokesperson for Nehls said, everyone with eyes can draw their own conclusion about whether Biden was nodding off in the video. Asked for comment about the Maui videos, White House spokesperson Andrew Bates said, it's unfortunate they feel the need to lie. Instead, they should join him in supporting the people of Maui. I love it. They call them cheap fakes. It's just because it's low resolution to trick people into what's really happening. Don't worry, I'll play the high resolution one. I love this. Where do they bring up? They bring up me. Here we go. Several videos on YouTube use lower resolution video to allege that Biden fell asleep. One from pundit Tim Pool. Hey, they didn't say conservative. Had 116,000 views. Another from The Hill had 118,000 views. And a third from a self-described motorcycle enthusiast. What? 3,000 views. Why? How is that relevant? What? YouTube bans misleading content if it has been technically manipulated or doctored in a way that misleads users. It also has a policy of reducing the spread of borderline videos that come close to crossing its line, but don't. YouTube didn't immediately respond to an email request for comment. Pool and the Hill also didn't immediately respond. I love this. They don't actually try, as far as I can tell, to reach out. And then they're like, but they didn't respond in time. 7 p.m., dude, I host a show. It's called Timcast IRL. We tried to contact Tim Pool while he was live on the air with his own show. Oh, come on. Now, to be fair, they probably emailed me at like 5 when I'm eating dinner and then getting ready for pre-production. But don't worry, I got your comment right here. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the video in question. Let me play for you the higher resolution clip. Here's Joe Biden. Is that thing going to... Come on. Let's get rid of that stupid plus minus. There he goes. Here he goes.
Given clothes, food, and shelter by someone they may have never met before. We are a community that relies on family.
Should we count the seconds?
On ohana.
Now he's opening his eyes and nodding. Okay. And he's got what appears to be labored breathing.
But like many others...
And then he eventually looks back up.
Burned down.
Looks back up. That whole episode took about 20 seconds. Let's refresh. Let's try this one more time. I will count the seconds. Why did the resolution just drop? Let's make sure we got to get the resolution. 576. What? That's the resolution they're offering here. They can't. Here we go.
Like many others who left with
I'm going to count the seconds for you.
They too were given clothes, food.
There he goes. Looking down, eyes closed.
By someone
all right.
They may have never met before.
That's 5 seconds.
We are a community that relies on family.
10 seconds. His eyes now reopen. That's the point. That's the point. He's nodding off. It's remarkable that what they do is we get a video of Joe Biden closing his eyes. Imagine this. I want you to imagine this. I'm doing this video right now. And imagine if, as I am reading the news, I went like this. YouTube didn't immediately respond to an email request. Okay, it looks like I fell asleep. I quickly returned. But 10 seconds of him putting his head down, closing his eyes, is nodding off. It's dozing off. It is falling asleep. That's the point. And then he wakes back up. You know what the appropriate response is to all of this is to say, yes, Biden may have fallen asleep for roughly 10 seconds. Calm down. It's a time zone change and he's up very late. And I'd say, okay, fair point. But I want a president stronger than that. I want a president who's not going to fall asleep. I want a president who's going to have a cup of coffee and be like, I've got to stay awake for this. I want a president who can pull an all-nighter if possible. That's the criticism, NBC, you crackpot liars. YouTube bans misleading content. They're basically saying, why won't YouTube ban Tim Pool? Oh, screw off. A post on Instagram from the account, Students for Trump, had 28,000 likes, blah, blah, blah. Meta, the company that owns Facebook and Instagram, has a policy to remove content. Why won't they ban you? Ooh, we all watched a video where Joe Biden bows his head, closes his eyes, and starts going, and you're like, that's not sleeping. He's bowing his head in solemnity. Why won't you they want us banned for that? I love this timeline. TikTok also disallows misleading content that causes societal harm. Yo, ban NBC News. Who wrote this garbage? David Ingram. This is what I love about NBC. It is garbage. Pure garbage. They hire a bunch of partisan psychopath cultists and they just say, please engage in sophistry for the sake of advancing the Democrat agenda. And then they get a wonderful, what does NewsGuard give them? 100 out of 100. So credible. One of my favorite stories is when NBC took a story from an activist that was a lie about me, posted it as if it was fact. Then a bunch of other outlets regurgitated those lies, but then NBC removed the citation from their page. So you had all these entertainment websites citing each other a fake fact. Isn't that brilliant? NBC writes fake news. Website copies fake news. Website copies that website copies that website, then NBC removes that story, and now you have a bunch of articles all referencing each other, and there's no actual origin to the claim they've made. And then when I reach out and say, you lied, they go, no, we're citing them. It's fair. It's you can't sue us for defamation. It's public participation. These people are scumbags and they are evil. NBC News, nice try. Okay? I'll play your C-SPAN video. Nice try. Yeah, we're not falling for it. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 6 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.